Have you ever watched someone you love suddenly fade? Their face drops, their words turn to whispers, and in the blink of a moment, everything changes. That's exactly what happened to Richard, a 72-year-old grandfather, retired teacher, and proud morning walker. Every day for the past 20 years, Richard had a simple morning ritual. He'd wake up early, pour himself a tall glass of iced coffee, the kind with flavored creamer, and just a touch of sugar, and sit by the window to watch the world come alive. He believed he was doing everything right. He walked. He kept his weight down. His doctor always said he was stable. But one morning, as he rose from his chair, Richard collapsed. By the time help arrived, a silent stroke had already done its damage. No warning, no sharp pain, no dramatic symptom, just stillness. What went wrong? The truth shocked even his family. It wasn't just age or genetics or bad luck. It was what he drank every morning and what he didn't. That iced coffee, sweetened and packaged, combined with a dehydrated body, had silently narrowed his arteries and thickened his blood. It was like setting fire to dry grass, the perfect storm for a stroke. And Richard is not alone. Every minute a senior suffers a stroke somewhere in the world. And most of them, they had no idea their morning drink routine played a role. Not just coffee, not just juice, not even soda, but the very first thing you drink after waking up, or what you skip entirely, can make all the difference between a healthy day and a life-altering emergency. And here's the most dangerous part. These drinks don't look suspicious. They don't taste bad. In fact, some of them are even labeled as healthy or zero sugar. But inside your aging body, they do something else entirely. They thicken your blood. They constrict your blood vessels. They spike your pressure and starve your brain of oxygen at the exact time when your body is most vulnerable, right after you wake up. You see, when we sleep, we lose fluid. Our blood becomes thicker. Our heart has to pump harder just to get oxygen to the brain. And yet, what do most seniors reach for first? Not water, not something soothing or replenishing, but drinks filled with caffeine chemicals, sugar, or sodium, the very things that trigger a stroke without warning. So in this video, we're going to break down 5 common morning drinks that are quietly harming older adults, and what to drink instead to protect your brain, your blood vessels, and your future. Because you deserve to know the truth. And one small change tomorrow morning could protect everything you've worked so hard to build. Before we begin, let me say this. If you've been feeling this too, not pain, but a quiet question rising inside you, then stay with us. Subscribe to Senior Fit, where growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. It means growing wiser, stronger, and still moving forward. Let's begin with the first silent offender. And this one might be sitting in your fridge right now. There's something comforting about that first sip of coffee. The warmth, the aroma, the way it wakes you up from the inside out. For millions of older adults, coffee is more than a drink. It's a ritual, but what if that morning comfort is slowly working against your heart and your brain? Let's talk about iced coffee, particularly the kind found in ready-made bottles, coffee chains, or flavored with sweet syrups and artificial creamers. It sounds harmless. After all, it's just coffee, right? But here's what many people over 60 don't realize. When you combine caffeine-added sugar and chemical-laden creamers, you're not just sipping a pick-me-up. You're creating the perfect recipe for blood pressure spikes, artery constriction, and clot formation, 3 of the biggest precursors to stroke. Here's how it happens. When you wake up, your blood is naturally thicker from overnight dehydration. Your blood vessels are tighter. Your heart has to work harder just to get oxygen to your brain. Now imagine what happens when that thick blood is hit with a rush of sugar and caffeine. Your vessels constrict even more. Your heart races to compensate. Your brain is temporarily deprived of the oxygen it needs most. That's when strokes are most likely to happen, not hours later, but right then in the first 2 hours after waking. Studies have shown that seniors who start their mornings with sugary coffee are at significantly higher risk of early heart strain and sudden blood clotting. Even more concerning, flavored creamers, often labeled as non-dairy or zero sugar, contain hidden sodium and synthetic fats that make things worse. And here's something: almost no one checks the sodium content in their coffee creamer. Yet that small dose of hidden salt can silently raise blood pressure, just enough to push a vulnerable heart over the edge. Now, this doesn't mean you have to give up coffee entirely, but it does mean how you make it and what you add matters more than ever. So what's a safer choice? Start by making coffee at home. Use unsweetened cold brew or brewed coffee and skip the store-bought mixes. If you like creaminess, try a small splash of unsweetened almond milk or oat milk. Avoid sugar syrups, whipped toppings, or frothy extras that may feel fun, but silently strain your heart. Better yet, before you drink your coffee, have a full glass of plain room temperature water first. We'll explain why that's so powerful in Part 6. But for now, remember this: after 60, your goal is to keep your blood vessels flexible, your blood pressure steady, and your brain well oxygenated. Sugary iced coffee does the exact opposite. So the next time you reach for your favorite bottle or cafe drink, pause. Look at the label. Ask yourself, is this serving me or silently sabotaging me? Because when it comes to stroke prevention, the first drink of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. You see the label. It says 100% juice. Maybe it even boasts no added sugar. And you think to yourself, this must be good for me. But here's the truth. For people over 60, bottled fruit juice may be one of the most deceptive and dangerous ways to start the day. Let's be clear, the fruit itself is not the enemy. A fresh orange, a crisp apple, a handful of grapes, those are nature's gifts. But juice that's been strip-boxed and processed, that's another story entirely. When fruit is juiced, it loses its natural fiber, the very thing that slows down sugar absorption and protects your blood vessels. What's left behind is a concentrated form of natural sugar. Yes, even in no added sugar juices, that floods your bloodstream within minutes. And when that happens on an empty stomach, it hits harder. Your blood sugar spikes, your insulin surges, and your blood pressure climbs. Inside your body, your arteries become stiff, your blood vessels tighten, and your heart has to race just to keep up. And your brain, it's struggling. Instead of receiving a steady stream of oxygen and nutrients, it gets a wave of instability. This environment, high sugar, high pressure, low oxygen, is a perfect storm for both stroke and memory decline. You see, after 60, your arteries aren't as elastic as they used to be. Your blood flow is more delicate. Even small shifts like a morning juice spike can ripple into long-term damage. Many seniors drink orange juice each morning thinking they're doing something good. But the truth is, bottled juice is a sugar trap in disguise. Even the healthiest-sounding brands, cold-pressed organic with pulp, still deliver a surge of fructose without the fiber buffer your body needs. So what should you do instead? If you love the taste of fruit, make a simple fruit smoothie using whole fruits. Water and a spoonful of chia seeds or flax seeds for fiber. Better yet, eat the fruit, whole slice, chew it, let it digest. Slowly. Because your brain doesn't need a sugar shock. It needs a gentle rise in energy, a steady stream of oxygen, and calm, steady circulation. Remember, the label on a bottle may promise natural, but for an aging body, natural doesn't always mean safe. So tomorrow morning, before you twist that juice cap, ask yourself, am I feeding my body or just feeding a habit I thought was healthy? Because your heart doesn't care what the label says. It only responds to what's inside. No sugar, 0 calories, guilt-free. That's what the label says. And for many seniors trying to make better choices, diet sodas and zero-sugar drinks seem like a smart switch. After all, isn't it better than regular soda? But the truth is far more unsettling, because for people over 60, artificial sweeteners may not be a safer option at all. In fact, they could be even more dangerous quietly, affecting your brain, your heart, and your blood flow in ways you'd never expect. Let's start with the sweeteners themselves: aspartame, sucralose, acesulfame, potassium. They don't contain sugar, that's true, but your body doesn't just respond to sugar, it responds to sweetness. When you drink something sweet, even without calories, your brain still sends signals to release insulin. This can disrupt your metabolism, increase fat storage, and throw your blood sugar regulation into chaos, even in the absence of real sugar. And that's not all. Recent studies show that older adults who regularly consume diet sodas have a higher risk of stroke memory decline and heart rhythm disturbances. Why? Because these sweeteners confuse your body. They trick your brain, increase cravings, and contribute to inflammation, especially in your blood vessels. And that's a recipe for disaster in the aging circulatory system. Even worse, many diet drinks contain phosphoric acid, which leaches calcium from your bones, weakening your frame from the inside out. Add to that the fact that these drinks are dehydrating, not hydrating. That's right. Every time you reach for a fizzy, zero-calorie soda, you're not replenishing fluids, you're actually encouraging fluid loss. And remember what we said about dehydration. It makes your blood thicker, more prone to clotting. And when you're already waking up slightly dehydrated, adding a diuretic drink is like tightening a belt around your brain. There's a reason strokes often happen in the morning hours when hydration is low and bad habits strike first. So what should you do instead? If you enjoy the fizz, you don't have to give it up. Try this. Pour yourself a cold glass of sparkling mineral water. Add a few slices of lemon, a dash of cranberry, or a splash of pomegranate juice for natural flavor. It's refreshing, hydrating, and supports rather than sabotages your health. And here's the good news. Within just a few days of removing diet sodas, many seniors report better focus, steadier blood pressure, and fewer sugar cravings. Because once your body stops being tricked, it starts finding its balance again. So, the next time you see that shiny can promising zero everything, ask yourself, what's really inside? And what's the long-term cost of that zero? Sometimes what looks like nothing is actually something your body has to fight off every single day. Sometimes the most dangerous thing you do in the morning is nothing at all. No soda, no juice, no coffee. Just waking up, walking to the kitchen, and not drinking water. For millions of people over 60, this one overlooked habit is silently causing more damage than they realize. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your body is dehydrated. Your blood is thicker. Your brain cells are thirsty for oxygen and nutrients. And your heart is pumping harder, not because of stress or exercise, but just to keep your brain alive. Now imagine what happens when you skip water. It's like trying to drive a car without oil. It may run for a bit, but inside something is grinding, something is straining, something is on the edge of breaking. That's what your body feels like every morning you don't drink water first. Most seniors don't notice it. They don't feel thirsty the way they used to. That's because with age, our thirst signals weaken. The warning light on the dashboard goes dim even when the engine is overheating. And yet, what do we often do instead? We drink coffee, we sip juice, we reach for something stimulating, flavored, or comforting, but not replenishing. And the result? Thickened blood, constricted arteries, reduced oxygen to the brain, and a 3-fold increase in the risk of stroke, all within the first hours of waking. Let that sink in for a moment. 3 times more likely to experience a stroke, simply because you didn't drink a glass of water first thing in the morning. But here's the hopeful part. You can change this tomorrow morning. Before coffee, before vitamins, before anything else touches your lips, drink 1 full glass of plain room temperature water. No ice, no lemon, no flavoring, just pure water. It takes less than a minute, but it does more than any supplement or medication can do in that moment. It hydrates your blood. It loosens up your vessels. It flushes toxins from your kidneys and liver. And most importantly, it gives your brain the fuel it needs to start the day strong, clear, and safe. And if you think I'll drink water later, just remember this: a stroke doesn't wait. It doesn't care how healthy you ate last night or what time your doctor's appointment is next week. It happens in a moment, in a choice, in a sip or the lack of one. That's why this habit, simple as it seems, is the most powerful one you can adopt today. And the best part, it's free, it's easy, and it works. So tomorrow morning, before the day begins, before the phone rings, before the worries return, give your body what it's asking for, what it's been quietly begging for. Water, just 1 glass, and then everything else. If you've made it this far, that already says something important about you. It means you care about your body, about your future, maybe even about someone else you love. A spouse, a sibling, a friend who's also over 60 and quietly battling the same habits, the same risks. You're not here by accident, because behind every story we've shared today, there's a truth that doctors' labels and habits often fail to mention. Your first drink of the day shapes the rest of your life. It can open your blood vessels or shut them down. It can fuel your brain or starve it. It can protect your heart or quietly push it over the edge. And the scary part, most of these harmful drinks don't feel harmful at all. A sweet iced coffee on a warm morning, a cold bottle of fruit juice with vitamin C, a diet soda that seems like a smarter choice, an energy drink that promises hydration and strength, or worst of all, the decision to do nothing, to skip water, to walk into your day dry, thick-blooded, and vulnerable without even knowing it. But here's the good news. Every new day gives you a second chance. And that second chance doesn't require money or a fancy supplement or a prescription. It begins with awareness, with 1 moment of clarity at the kitchen sink, with 1 habit shift that sends a powerful message to your heart, your brain, and your future. I choose life. I choose strength. I choose to show up for myself 1 sip at a time. So here's your gentle challenge starting tomorrow morning. Start your day with a full glass of water before anything else. Skip the sugary coffee, the boxed juice, the fizzy fakes. Reach for real hydration, real nourishment, real calm. And if you forget, that's okay. This isn't about perfection, it's about awareness, about building a better routine, not overnight, but over time. Because you're still here, which means it's not too late. Not too late to protect your heart. Not too late to sharpen your mind. Not too late to rewrite what aging looks like and what it feels like. So take this moment and make a promise to yourself. You won't let 1 drink decide your future. You won't let silence or sugar or a shiny label take the lead. You're going to take it back. Because small changes become strong tomorrows. And strong tomorrows, they begin with you and the choices you make even before sunrise. If this video helped you today, take a moment to share it with someone you love. It could save a life. And if you haven't already, if you've been feeling this too, not weakness but a quiet question rising inside you, then stay with us. Subscribe to Senior Fit, where growing older doesn't mean growing smaller. It means growing wiser, stronger, and still moving forward. We'll see you in the next video. And until then, drink your water and protect your beautiful brain.